to a shove, a lesson is learned. Fist might fly when the tension breaks. You do what you gotta, for goodness sakes. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. Tempers get hot when the rubber burns. A push to a shove, a lesson is learned. Fist might fly when the tension breaks. You do what you gotta, for goodness sakes. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. Tempers get hot when the rubber burns. A push to a shove, a lesson is learned. Fist might fly when the tension breaks. You do what you gotta, for goodness sakes. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. Tempers get hot when the rubber burns. A push to a shove, a lesson is learned. Fist might fly when the tension breaks. You do what you gotta, for goodness sakes. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. Tempers get hot when the rubber burns. A push to a shove, a lesson is learned. Fist might fly when the tension breaks. You do what you gotta, for goodness sakes. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight. It's Sunday, Sunday, blood, sweat, and glory. Highline racing, yeah, we ride the story. Feel the thunder, hear the crowd ignite. We on the back top, we own the fight.
Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Losing is not not even fun.
All right, we are live right here on Highline Racing Network here at Dover tonight for 100 laps in the Xfinity car. Looking around track, we're going to see who all we got, but first we got a special guest that's going to be broadcasting with us tonight. We got Chris Murphy from DRSN. How you doing, Chris?
Excellent tonight, Tommy. Really happy to be here with you. Exciting, always exciting when we can come to Dover, Delaware for any kind of a NASCAR race. Is going to be a fun evening.
Absolutely it is. And you know, this is going to be a lot of your first introduction to some of these drivers. I'm not exactly sure. Our core in the Highline Racing Network is typically a super speedway type of organization, but we try to mix it up for a lot of different drivers tonight. And we're going to be looking around. I see we got Nick Bauman currently and Corey Cook in the race. Those are going to be some top-notch drivers. They're in the front of the pack. It doesn't matter if it's a road course, short track. I mean, those are top-notch drivers, so we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on them. And we're going to be looking around. Right now, Nick Bauman is the only Dark Horse driver present. And Dark Horse as a team has won like 95% of the races. So we will we'll bounce around track right here and get some eyes on some of these guys. See who all we got on track tonight. All right. Looks like we got Tyler Clune in here in a U.S. military uniform. Appreciate your service, Tyler, there in the 20. Caught him just as he was spinning there, Chris. Looking around. Oh, we got Brandon Showers. Brandon Showers is son of Randy Showers, both of which are Dark Horse Racing drivers and have both been very competitive here in recent races.
Yeah, you can see already in practice there, some of these cars are getting loose. But I heard some of the drivers talking over the radio just how loose this setup is to them. So what you're going to see, you can control this thing off the corners tonight.
Absolutely. It came in with a 12-1 setup, and I personally dropped it down to 10-1 to kind of get it to tighten up a little bit. It worked great for me. Hopefully some of these guys are going to do that. But at the end of the day, it's their cockpit. They're going to drive that car how they want to, Chris.
Yeah, everybody's got a little bit different feel to the car. Everybody is, you know, I tend to like the car a little bit loose myself, but there's a lot of these guys that just strictly stay to the pavement, that like the car a little bit tighter. And you know, sometimes you can push the car just a little bit more through the corner if the back of the car doesn't want to come around on you.
Absolutely. We got it over here on Sebastian Michaels. Sebastian Michaels has not been able to run with us in quite some time. So big shout out to Sebastian. Good to see you here. Sebastian is a big time runner in the S&M iRacing Motor Series. It's always good when he crosses over and races with us as well. Still bouncing around though. We got a new driver in the house. We got James Ringo. James Ringo is one of our new drivers. We'll see how he does. Moving
Sharp
things.
number 3.
Yeah, it is a sharp 3. Eli Zallo. I love Eli Zallo. You'll see Eli Zallo is going to fluctuate throughout the course of this race, but he's a top tier driver and he's going to be competitive, especially at the end. That's kind of his forte.
Yeah, we're closing in. 41 drivers now in the lobby. I know they're going to take the top 40. So at this point, we got one driver going home, and we've still got 29 minutes left here in their practice session. So this it. We're going to expect probably 45 to 50 cars joining the lobby here. So we're going to see just who can make this field and who is going to end up going home early.
Yeah, you know, Chris, one of the things that goes down in a Highline Racing Network race, I know this is your first time, you know, coming in here with us, but we go hosted with this race because we want to keep this open. We want to keep expanding. We're not trying to lock the doors just yet. And with that said, we get new drivers on a weekly basis. It keeps some numbers going. The algorithm, with different factors, really pays off by doing that, and it allows us to, continue to broaden our reach across the community. And at the end of the day, we're a network, and we want to try to network with many of the other broadcasters and leagues and series. But most importantly, we want to network with the drivers, and we want the best drivers, and we want the best drivers from each league to eventually come and race here with us, to where we put the best teams from the hosted series, these different leagues all across our community that we all know and love, and we watch and we follow. We want to put the best of the best on the track on a monthly basis, and we're gearing towards that, and it's taken fold, and it looks like it's going to happen. We got a few different guys that are looking to help out with that. Chris Waldron being one of them with the iRacers Podcast Lounge. So a lot can go down, and I'll probably be looking to talk to you to get some of the guys, because you run some top-notch leagues, Chris. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys do in DRSN?
Well, DRSN, Digital Racing Sports Network, I appreciate you having us here tonight, Tommy, and giving us a chance to share our story. But we started off kind of covering some dirt races, and we're going just about everything from sprint cars to we're covering some leagues on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights with the Western Racing League, where they run a truck series on Tuesday. We had 42 trucks in their opening race at Daytona last week. But we're looking to expand too. So right now we've got a few races in our books, and happy to be here with the Highline Racing Network, and just really hope we can, partner up and help you guys build and help DRSN build at the same time.
Absolutely, and I think that's happening. As we're all coming into our own, and we're always changing up how our broadcast goes and how it looks, etc. We're constantly talking to each other day in and day out about what we can do to improve the broadcast for the drivers and for the people that are watching. So, everything that you've brought to the table, I sincerely appreciate it. And we're absolutely going to continue to grow, man. And I'm definitely going to pay you back one of these days, and I'm going to hop in the booth with you for one of your races.
Yeah, it's one thing we've really tried to do, and you're doing the same thing over here. It's just not only put together, good commentators, good producing, but also put together some good graphics, make it look good. I think that's a lot to it. When you want a good visual product as well, as people are going to look at, that's going to draw people to watch the race, look at the race, but you want to have some good coverage. And we both know our good buddy Shane's putting together a lot of these, helping us with these plugins and stuff with SDK software that's really bringing a lot of these different graphics to the forefront. And I think that's something we offer that not everybody out there can. So
you're absolutely right, man. Shane Cochran, anybody and everybody that needs help with your broadcast, definitely link up. That's what we're all about in the network. Come hook up with us in the Discord, talk to me or Chris, and we'll definitely get you pointed in the right direction. And before you know it, your broadcast will be looking tip tops. So by all means, reach out and we'll get you guys hooked up. All right, we're going to bounce over here and take a look at a couple more guys, and then we're going to get back to that bread and butter, the Highline Racing Network, the show. It's what keeps the guys coming. You talk about the numbers. Almost all of our races max out. Usually we don't do a top 40. We usually take everybody that we set it to, usually around 50, 55 for our super speedways. And we've pretty much, I think only maybe one race we didn't max out and with drivers. So I fully expect to see a good sized field tonight. I just really hope these guys can be patient. But we're going to bounce around and look at maybe two more guys, and then we're going right in to see episode 12 from the last week before we went on break. So we'll get caught up on episode 12, let everybody that missed it see it, and then we'll keep working around the track. We got some fans tonight that we're going to show everybody. We got some crew chiefs, a lot of people coming into play, a lot of people that got some stuff on their mind, and they're going to shed it. And I've got to, let the cat out of the bag, but Alex Liebau of LSH was disqualified. I say again, his car got brought into the Highline inspection station. It went through inspection. The rear spoiler was tampered with significantly, with about a 2-inch difference. The inspectors have disqualified them at this point, and we do have a brief little clip there of the LSH team getting told that they are disqualified. So you'll see that later on in the race as well. But in the meantime, we're going to the show. Everybody get ready. Here we go.
Welcome back to the show, and listen up, because what I say next will shock you. That's right, Matthew Brown of SMT won in Daytona, and you're not going to want to miss these highlights. Give the people what they want.
Oh yeah, I got the highlights and more. And Jerry Fassett has made the top 5, so let's start there. Man, I have to say, this is amazing, and if anybody talks crap today, I am gonna beat you with my fake leg. Shut up, Jerry, before you spaz out again.
It was a close battle, and I think if lap cars were not at play, Escamilla would have won, but Trevor Haley of DHR takes the stage 1.
As we're coming to 19. Last lap right here to the stage break as Trevor Haley's leading it with Juan Escamilla right behind him. I'm really curious, with all the points on the line and with Juan Escamilla falling back from lead back into 4th spot, is Juan Escamilla going to try to make a move? Is he going to try to make a move and steal the stage out from underneath Trevor Haley, the points leader? Something's telling me he might. But right now it's making it difficult as they're coming around all these different lap cars. As Trevor Haley, Juan Escamilla is making a move. Juan Escamilla is making a move. He's on the bottom. Oh my goodness. I do believe. Oh, he did not. It does not look like Juan Escamilla got it. Trevor Haley has gotten the stage.
Jerry Fassett of AWR started using Pedley's blinker fluid, and now he is in the top 5. S&M Motorsports need to get the hammer some of this, because some drivers are starting to say glitch is a better nickname.
Very true, girl. We are going to get to stage 2 right after this commercial break.
Well, butter my biscuit and fire up the engine, dog. Checkered Flag Chew tastes like Victory Lane and smells like you just lapped the field at Dega. Pack a lip, feel the horsepower, and let your taste buds take the checkered flag, brother.
Oh boy, that looks intense, but can you imagine how bad his breath would smell after that? Let's check out stage 2.
Trying to keep an eye on Ricky Miles, though. Ricky Miles just now coming out of the pits as these guys are barreling down. Matthew Brown right on him. Trevor Haley there behind him. Trevor Haley linked up with Porter. Now we're coming up to turn 3. They're battling right now. Trevor Haley on the high side. Here we go. Coming to stage 2. Who's going to win it? They're neck and neck. They're neck and neck. I can't tell. Oh, it looks like Randy got it. It looks like Randy got it. Randy Showers in the 22 of Dark Horse Racing beats out his partner, Trevor Haley, to take stage 2 right here in Daytona on the Highline Racing Network.
SMT's Matthew Brown pulls out the win after Alex Liebau turns Brian Hebard and wrecks the leaders. See it all right here.
Here it comes. The white flag is out. This is it. This is it. Jaden Porter of Dark Horse leading the way. We love our Dark Horse friends. We do. but they dominate. We got them wrecking in the back. Looks like John Miles going around. We really want to see Brian Hebert pull it out. We're rooting for you, Brian. Let's go, Lee Ball. Give it all you got. Push the 87. Oh, let the 87 go around. The leader's wrecked. The leader's wrecked. Matt Brown. Matt Brown is taking the lead. It looks like Matt Brown is going to win. Matt Brown is going to win right here in Daytona. He is going to win. Wow. He has gotten the win. It's unofficial at the moment. It is unofficial at the moment.
It eventually became official. Brown of SMT won Daytona, but it was noted a 6-pack of the new Highline Slick Tire beer was found in the cockpit of his car. How is this not a disqualification is beyond me. Let's head down to hear from Matt Brown.
Look, I told Vern, the lead inspector, that it's not alcohol, it's just beer, and he agreed. So, yeah, I'm awesome and everyone else sucks.
Matt Brown refused to celebrate after so many were hurt, so he is just going to drink beer with Evan and Aaron, he says. On to stats. The 3 horsemen take the top 3 spots with Hayden and newcomer Jerry Fassett of AWR rounding out the top 5.
Let's finish up with a breakdown of Daytona with Tommy from the booth.
Looking forward to it.
So taking a look here at the results page, as you can see, Matt Brown wins on 1 lap led. The winner tonight is Ryan Wilson popping in with a podium finish in second of AWR, and Ricky Miles, the co-CEO of S&M, he also pulling in a podium position. All in all, we had 12 different leaders tonight, 9 different green flag changes, a total of 3 cautions, 7 caution laps. Our hard charger of the evening, Kyle Cameron.
That's going to wrap this week's episode of The Show Up. We're always recruiting for top teams. Bring it, iRacing community.
Shut up, Jerry, before you spaz out again. You shut up, Jerry. I got nub juice on me.
Yeah, I'm in the veins, feeling like a dark horse. Nothing can contain me. Head open pause. Every race I'm taking, you know what I leave a coast. Counting all the wins, it's me they love the most. Watch me wiggle, watch me jiggle. I'm the king now. You just a little. Watch me wiggle, watch me jiggle. I'm the king now. Just a little. Dark horse racing the thrill.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 12. Put a lot of work into that one. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We're up to about 20 minutes before we're going to be kicking this thing off. We still got quite a bit of things to show you guys. But in the meantime, we see a few more guys that have showed up on the track tonight. We see points leader, Dark Horse's finest, Trevor Haley here tonight in the 12 car. We want to get eyes on a rear chase view of Trevor Haley. He said that he would be running a Highline banner across the windshield, and he does. That's big stuff for Highline, Chris. I don't know if you're aware of Trevor Haley, but Trevor Haley's probably one of the best race car drivers I've seen on iRacing, and the man dominates.
It looks pretty smooth out here right now. We're getting around. It's a pretty good looking banner he put up there on the left, on the actually upper right of the windshield. I like that little sticker up there, the Highline Network. Yeah, he's looking really smooth here around. He's about one of the first ones I've seen that's not losing the back of the car off the corners. And he's got a few laps here in practice. So Trevor looking really strong out there so far.
Yeah, you'll see Trevor Haley. more than likely he'll be running up in the front. He may not win the pole, but his experience and his track knowledge from racetrack to racetrack is just unbelievable. And it doesn't hurt. He's got some top-notch drivers. You know, Trevor Haley and these guys, they compete in the 4-wide series, so they're well versed. You can catch all that out on the K Bueno network. But we're going to bounce around. We got Jordan Blankenship. Jordan Blankenship is in the house tonight here in the 15. Good to see Jordan with us tonight. Looking here for, we got Chase Rockford. Chase Rockford here in the 40. I believe Chase also runs in VRX. Let's see, maybe one more guy before we got to move on to a commercial. We're going to go over and check out Isaac Cole. Isaac Cole there, he's showing on track in the 28, but he's being tracked tonight in the 48. As he looked like he was maybe going to try to get into the pits there. Definitely going to have to practice that. But we're gonna move on to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, that was iRacing. A little iRacing commercial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We were finally spoke with iRacing again after quite some time, and iRacing supports us using their material for commercial purposes. So that's an honor, and so going forward, we'll continue to support the guys that put everything on and make all this happen. So we'll definitely be showing the iRacing commercials going forward. In the meantime, we still got a few more things to do. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight to the fans and crew chief segment. And like I said, don't miss it, because you got Alex Lieball of LSH being disqualified tonight. So keep an eye on that.
My whole family is here to support Brandon Bikey. We all took racing lessons from TWRS and fell in love with the team. Let's freaking go!
Matt Brown gave me VIP tickets today, so I plan on hanging out with those high-end mighty types, hoping to get in a fight with a DHR wife or something.
Just as I thought, it's out by over 2 inches. You guys are disqualified. Alex Lieball ruined our race in Daytona, and I can assure you he probably will not be racing tonight, but if he does, we are sending him straight into the wall on lap 1.
If Trevor Haley does not win today, I am gonna shave my freaking head, and I ain't even playing.
All those other Cato fans are number 2 to me.
Looking.
I have all his die casts and now this brand new tattoo on my arm. Let's go, Cato!
All right, that was the fans and the crew chiefs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And I was talking here with Chris while you guys were watching the fan interviews, and crew chief, you were telling me, who was the driver you said you pointed out that had a 9,000 iRating?
Yeah, we're looking at Shane Conklin. I'm not familiar with Shane, but he has now topped himself at the top of practice times here right now, looking really good out there. And yeah, 9,400 iRating. So you'll see too many people that high of a rating. I know I'm surely nowhere near that, but we're seeing a bunch of strong guys here tonight. This is going to be one hell of a race here tonight, Tommy.
It absolutely is, and yeah, I got Sean Coughlin pulled up now, but it looks like he's down in the pits. See if I can't get eyes on him. Not seeing him just yet.
Yeah. One thing before we went to that last break, the one thing you brought up, it makes it really painful for us broadcasters. They got different numbers on the cars, and it shows up on the timing and the scoring. Wish there was a way we could smooth that out just a little bit.
Absolutely. You know, I tend to tell everybody, you know, when Jim Segredo, he makes a lot of the paints for Highline, and AWR, and when he makes one for me, I usually tell him, like, hey man, I'm good with the sim stamp number because I don't like it confusing the broadcaster, but it also it kind of messes up the standings, you know, where guys are looking at a car that says 54 but they're a different number. You know, it's bad for business, so I try to avoid it. Some guys, you know how it is, they see a race, they want to jump in it, they want to be a part of it, and one of these days we'll probably go to a sanctioned league, and at that point we are going to require drivers to have the correct number, but at that point it's a lot easier to manage. All right, but
go ahead.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
All right, we're going to hop over. I'll let you take a look at, well, you may not be able to see it, so I'm going to have to go over our keys to success tonight. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at our Dover graphic as we're coming up on about 12 minutes before the green flag drop. So looking here at the Dover Speedway, the Monster Mile, we're looking at 1 mile of concrete, high banks, 24-degree angles. We got intense entertainment. I mean, throughout the course of this race, it's going to be all about the entertainment. Really hoping to see if we can't get some pictures there of the actual Monster Mile at the end of this race, and I might do something with that with the winner. As far as we're looking at 100 laps, and every one of them are going to be relentless. You know, these guys are going to be fighting. We've got some top-tier guys like Sean Coughlin, Nick Bauman, Trevor Haley, Ryan Wilson. A lot of these different types of guys are in here tonight. We're looking at 160-plus mile-per-hour backstretch speeds. We're looking at, you've got to manage that throttle. You're going to have to maintain the discipline throughout the corner. And those walls and them soft barriers will really eat your car up. So you're going to have to watch out for the wash up there for sure. And then, of course, the track. It's got some nasty bumps. It's got some brutal long runs. It's going to play a big factor on your tires. So car control is going to be equal to survival. And then, of course, we've always got that battle of attrition. But no matter what, finding that even balance, it's razor thin.
Yeah, the key here at Dover is keeping the tires underneath you. This concrete will wear out tires quickly, especially that right rear tire. And you're going to see some drivers start kind of down towards the bottom of the racetrack early, but that middle to top groove is definitely going to come into play as those tires wear out. You're chasing that car up the racetrack. So you're going to find a lot of guys up on the top, and whoever can run up against that wall, the most comfortable, keep their pace up, is who we're going to see at the front during these long green flag runs.
Those are some really, really good points, Chris. We have another graphic for the Pedley's. One of our sponsors is Pedley's Garage, and what they're going to do is they provide all of our sponsorships for our keys to success. We kind of just covered a little bit of those keys to success, but we're going to hit it anyways and see what Pedley's has to say. So coming straight from Pedley's Garage, they're telling us the keys to success to conquer the Monster Mile is protect that right front tire. You know, you made mention of watching out for the tire, and Pedley's is telling us through their experience, really pay attention and really watch out, manage that right tire. You're going to have to win the corners. That momentum off of turn 2 and 4 is a game changer. And if you can manage that, and if you can come off of turn 2 and 4, it's going to really be productive, and you're going to start sliding past guys lap by lap. And with that, you need to own that track position once you have obtained it. So The passing can be tough, but just the same, you got to make it even tougher for them. Don't make anything easy. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to qualify up front. Execute on the long runs and stay disciplined. Survive and finish strong. Appreciate Pedley's Garage giving us the keys to success tonight. And we're going to get back over here to the race. Well, Chris, we're coming up on about just shy of 10 minutes now to the green flag. Technically, I take that back. We're looking at about 15 due to the admin team needing to remove some of the drivers tonight to take the top 40. And we gave them an extra 5-minute warm-up period before we go back green after the qualifier. But in addition to that, the admins know that if for some reason the numbers drop to where there's, say, 42 or 43 drivers in the race, they're going to take them. Unless they're troublesome drivers, and we have a zero tolerance for what we like to refer to as track terrorist. If there's a track terrorist, we usually get rid of them pretty quick, because a highline race tends to have about 6 to 7 admins, and they're stretched across multiple teams.
Yeah, watching here in practice, seeing everybody just struggling off the corners, and that's like you had the keys, some great keys to success there, Tommy. But the struggle here is getting off that corner without spinning the tires. You see it so many times here at Dover, just getting loose off. We've already seen probably a dozen or more as we're looking at Corey Cook right there, gets a little loose off of 4. But that we've seen them already tear up about a dozen race cars here in practice just with that same issue, just losing a car off the corner and collecting the cars behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Corey Cook is one of the top drivers in the Highline. He's held top 5 in points all season long. Getting ready to try and get some of these guys added. Been working on the team aspect of some of the graphics that we have. I'm going to try to get some of that stuff going here soon. But I think while I'm getting these last things situated, Chris, I'll let you talk more about Variety Pack Racing, the race coming up on the 21st, and let everybody know about that.
Yeah, over at DRSN this Friday and Saturday night, the 20th and the 21st, we got the Variety Pack Racing, one of your many Daytona 500s that's ran here on iRacing throughout the few weeks during Speed Weeks and through February. The Variety Pack Racing's putting on their Daytona 500 this week. We're going to cover it on DRSN. We'll have qualifying most of the day Friday. We won't be running any of that live, but Saturday morning at 10 a.m. will be the duel. So they're going to run 2 duels, 43 cars. We're going to take the top 86 out of qualifying from Friday, and it'll be 43 cars in each duel. And we're gonna fill that field out from the duels, and then come back about 4 o'clock actually Eastern time in the afternoon to run the 500. So really looking forward to that. That's been a lot of the top money racers, the top super speedway money racers are all signed up for that race. A lot of the Coca-Cola 600 drivers, or Coca-Cola iRacing drivers will be in there as well. So check us out over on DRSN that weekend if you're looking to run a 500-mile race. Find Variety Pack Racing. You'll find. I think Brandon's been putting all kinds of stuff on all the Facebook pages everywhere, so you can find some stuff there if you want to get involved. But closing in on, I think there's a few open spots, about maybe 20 to 25 open spots left in it. So if you're looking to run one more Daytona 500, if you haven't ran enough in the last couple of weeks, we're going to have that one coming up on the 20th and 21st over on DRSN.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not sure. I got to look at my schedule. I think I've got some high school baseball stuff going on that day, but I'm definitely going to have to double check. Can you double check the standings by chance? Are you seeing a Zach Cato in the field tonight? Zachary Cato, looking for.
I do not see him anywhere on my driver's list.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of names on here with 60 drivers, so I'm scrolling through them here, but I do not see Zach Cato.
No worries, no worries. Just trying to make sure I got as many of the drivers that I know placed on their correct team, and we will start displaying that shortly. But while qualifying is going, we're going to go ahead and might be a little bit early, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to knock out the national anthem. And I'll continue to work on this on the back end, and we'll see how it all goes. And then we'll be back with you guys shortly during the warm-up stage, and we'll figure out, hey, at the end of the day, how many of these 60 drivers are going to be with us? How many really practice? How many have the fortitude to race against Dark Horse Racing tonight and put them in their place? They need to be beaten. And I'm hoping Corey Cook and his boys can do it tonight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, national anthem is complete. We're still wrapping up the last bits of qualifying, it looks like here, as we're on Jaden McGowan right now, as he's trying to fit in his 2 best laps of qualifying.
Yeah, we got about 34 cars that have made laps. If we're going to take 40, about 26 drivers that have yet to get out onto the racetrack. But right now, it is Kami Ryan at the top of the charts with a 23.30. Shane Conklin right there behind him. So times are close at the top right now from the top 10. It is about, just about a little over 0.2 of a second from first to 10th right now. So if anybody wants to sneak into this top 40, they need to get out there and make a lap, because we've only got about 30 seconds left in qualifying.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Not exactly sure how the admin team is going to attack that situation, if they're going to look at maybe a practice time, or how they're going to go about dictating if they're going to pull in a few extra. But at the end of the day, the admins that Highline Racing Network has, they're top-notch guys. They're all about fun, teamwork, and expanding and broadening, these hobbies that we do. So more than likely, it's going to be outstanding. They're still going to work around it. They're going to find the best way to approach it, I do believe.
So I've got Race Control in my other ear right now, and they're They're doing exactly what you just said. They're going to take some time here, get the list set, and going to weed our field down to top 40 drivers here. We're going to see how that's going to play out.
I absolutely love that you have race control in your ear, because there's something about a broadcast when you've got a little bit more knowledge about what's going on the track between drivers, you know, the beef between one guy and the next guy. So by all means, if you hear some drama between any of the drivers, make sure you bring that up, Chris.
Oh, you know, we're all about the drama.
Absolutely. Well, while we're going to finish up this warm-up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you guys a new partner with Highline Racing Network. We're talking Horsepower Coffee. Check this out, guys. Make sure you go to their Facebook and make sure you get some ordered. And at the end of the day, you can even have your own car put on the pack. You can have your own car, your league, your series put right on the Cape Pod if you want it. Check it out. There you have it. That's Horsepower Coffee. Give those guys a look. Give them a shout. Order something up, man. That would be great. Well, Chris, we gotta be getting close, really close now. Taking a look at the chat. The live chat, we got CSR Broadcasting saying, let's go. Oh boy, you don't know this, but we got a guy that races in here. His name's Sean Stamper. He runs with S&M. We'll pull up the team for Sean Stamper. Sean Stamper has got to be one of the most popular drivers on iRacing. We tend to have tons of fans that come into the chat in support of Sean Stamper of S&M. Let's take a look at the S&M teammates for tonight. So currently it's showing we've only got Sean Stamper, John Miles, who's the Anaheim Hammer. He'll be in the 69, and Ricky Miles, co-CEO of S&M, as well as the new Dare Racing. So check those guys out on pretty much nightly, Monday through Thursday. You're going to see Dare Racing up at 9 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be Super Speedway Racing generally, and then on Fridays and Saturdays you're going to run across S&M iRacing Motorsports. Going to be broadcasted by Grid Vision or RSI Broadcasting typically, but you never know. We might end up doing some stuff for them too as time goes on. But we love those guys. They love us. We support each other. So definitely check out Dare and S&M. We're going to take a look at the AWR team that we got out on track tonight. Few more drivers here. This is my team, Chris. I don't know if you know, but these are my guys right here. And they're not all there. But we got Kyle Cameron there in the 55. He's the captain. He was one of the guys with Zach Cato to start AWR. Justin Lee Pearson, also with iRacers Lounge podcast and AWR teammate. Eric Hayden, of course, running the show, and Mr. Pedley's Garage himself, Jerry Fassett of Blind Squirrel Media in the 71, and Jim Sagridu, the voice of the Highline Racing Network, the guy that gives everybody the rules, the guy that keeps everybody in check. My main man, Jim Sagridu. Who else we got? Let's take a look at a dark horse team tonight. Looking. Dark horse. Oh, wrong guy. Sorry. Looking for some dark horse drivers. Here we go. Dark Horse is pretty stout tonight. We got Brandon Showers, Randy Showers, Trevor Haley, Nick Bauman, the CEO of Dark Horse, Timothy Tyler, and of course Craig Rowe of CSR Broadcasting. But they're missing notable drivers. They're definitely missing notable drivers like, they're missing the Bear, Ethan Moreno. They're missing Juan Escamilla. They're missing Jaden Porter. I mean, some of these top-tier championship drivers, they're missing those guys.
Yeah, teammates are not going to be as important here on the mile as you normally see out there on the super speedway races, but you still want to have a friend around you right there that's not going to ruffle your feathers too much. So if you can get around with your teammates, it's definitely going to be helpful, even here at Dover.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to try to pull up this rolling. Try to get this rolling grid pulled up here. See if I can't see some of these guys. All right, starting in the first row, we got Tommy Ryan and Sean Conklin. Followed by row 2 with Nick Bauman and Wyatt Thompson. In row 3, Connor Popplewell and Justin Lee Pearson. Cole Williams and Derek Sellers. Trey Craig and Trevor Haley of Dark Horse, our points leader there in the 12. Steve Cigars and Grant Wesley. Grant Wesley, a championship driver, runs a lot of big-time stuff to include a SMT. Blake Wikowski and Brandon Showers there in row 7. Keyshawn Clater and Corey Cook. Sean Stamper and Eli Zallo. Jerry Fassett and Kyle Cameron. Jaden McGowan and Randy Showers. Rusty Chauncey and William Snyder. And last one, we're going to get on to the leaders, Nicholas Millibrand. We don't want to miss the start of this race. Pace car is in, and the green flag is out, and we are off right here in Dover on the Highline Racing Network with Tommy Ryan and Wyatt D. Thompson leading the way.
Yeah, Ryan with a good jump right there. He's going to get down to the bottom. It's going to be Thompson in second. Bauman right there behind him in the third spot. They've already single filed out, and then it's 2x2 all the way back from there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tight back there, and that 2x2 has really got me worried because that's what is going to end up. That's where those guys are going to start to wash up. That's where those guys are going to start clipping them quarter panels, and the guys are going to start spinning. But
yeah, top three already starting to pull away here. Ryan Thompson and Bauman starting to pull away just a little bit. Already about 3 car lengths back to the 4th place running Connor Popplewell.
We'll try to get our standings tower back up. Some of these camera views, I'll switch them up for you, but I love the...
we got a crash coming up for 4.
Oh, crash in turn 4. Looks like Blake Wikowski and Steven Cigars are both caught up in it. A lot of guys are caught up in it. We're going to go back and check it out. Wow, these guys are going to be staying green.
Yeah. Looks like it might have started with Randy Showers and Nicholas Milburn back there, and Wesley also involved. You can see him still piled up around the corner. Caution is out.
Yes, they decided to throw it. The admins do have the capability to change from time to time if things really go bad, or if they find somebody doing some nasty work. But looking here, it looks like the 10 gets into Randy Showers there in the 20. Oh no, that's I think that's Grant Wesley there in Wesley. The 27.
Yeah, looks like the 10 of Wiskowski just kind of caught that left rear quarter of Wesley, turned him around right there, and that may have started this whole pile up.
It might have. We're gonna jump over to a couple other drivers here. We're gonna move over and take a look at Randy Showers and see how he was affected by this as well. We're definitely not going to be able to see every one of these guys. But it looks like just avoiding the wreck. Randy gets
just
hits
nowhere
the
to go right there.
43. Yeah, he was kind of pinned in on this narrow track. We'll take a look at Eric Hayden as well, real quick.
See the 100 taking a heck of a ride right there.
Yeah, that's who we're going to. My teammate Eric Hayden here in the AWR 100 car. The 26 takes big hit. Oh wow! We're gonna have the ambulance there for the 100 for sure.
Yeah, that's the one thing here about the track like Dover. You got walls inside, walls outside. It's pretty narrow down the straightaways right here, and they start piling up in front of you like that. There's just really nowhere to go, and you can see Hayden right there, just unfortunately caught up in everybody else's mess in front of him.
Absolutely. We went to caution, so I think we could probably see a couple more of these. We'll go over and check out Timothy Tyler, the CEO of Dark Horse Racing. Not sure what's going on with him. We're going to skip him and go to Jerry Fassett. Looked like Tyler might have had an issue there. Jerry Fassett also tends to have blinking issues from time to time. So that might be an erroneous signal for them. All right,
yeah, I'm hearing a little bit scattered one. It looks like there might be a black flag for somebody. We're still waiting to hear. Waiting to hear from race control. They kind of went quiet on me, so.
Okay. Well, we've got it over here currently on Andrew Mason. Oh, man. He had all the time in the world there to slow it back. He could have just came to a complete stop, and he would have saved a fast repair. But now he's probably towing.
You know, there's a term for that in iRacing, and I learned it the hard way myself because I made a similar mistake one day, and they call it arc braking. And that's when you just kind of try to plow through the crash in front of you. And I got myself disqualified one night for doing something silly. So I understand exactly how it happens, but at the same time, you gotta look way out in front of past your hood of the race car if you're gonna miss these accidents as they're happening.
Yeah, and a track like here in Dover, as soon as the wreck comes out, these guys are pinned in for the most part. Walls on both sides here. They've got to check up. It's crucial. It's going to end up being there's always in these types of racers, there's the race and then there's the other race. And that race is called the race of attrition. And these guys they've got to get by that race of attrition. If they can make it through there, they're probably going to be looking at a top 10 finish. They just got to get there at the end.
Yeah, there's the old saying to finish first you got to finish, right? There's my old cliche for the night.
Well, they went back green. We missed the green start. That is on me. But Tommy Ryan is right there in the 56, still leading this race. Derek Sellers, Cole Williams, Wyatt Thompson, Trevor Haley, Nick Bauman, Justin Pearson, Eli Zalem, Sean Stamper, and Brandon Showers rounding out our top 10 right now.
Yeah, looks like we only got, if I see that right, we got 32 drivers that took the green flag. Our biggest mover right now of the race is Eli Zallo, started back in 18 spots, now up to 7th, but Tommy Ryan up here at the point, he has really looked like he's got this car dialed in here at Dover. He's smooth in the corner, off the corner, rolling around the bottom of the racetrack. Right now, Tommy Ryan looks to have the pace over just about everybody on the racetrack right now.
He absolutely does. He's got at least a 4-car lead right now over Derek Sellers there. But you're right, looking at our biggest movers so far, it does show Isaac Cole plus 25 and Andy Jones right behind him at plus 20. That's some serious movement up the charts. It looks like Tommy Ryan's got a hold on this up front, so we're going to take this time to kind of bounce around. If you see any good action, let me know, Chris, but we're going to bounce around and take a look at a few of the drivers. Make sure we're showing love. Always staying up on what the chat wants. Currently, we got guys saying go for Blake Wachowski. We're going to get eyes on Blake for the fans. Blake currently in 26th. There in the 10 car. Started 13th. A lot of fans here for Blake, so wishing the best for him, but nobody has more fans than Sean Stamper. A lot of the fans calling out for Sean Stamper right now in the chat. We got
Stamper running 8th right now. He's up 9 spots here. Sean's looking really strong. He definitely has the loudest cheering section on the YouTube chat right now.
Absolutely, and he always does. And some of his regular fans haven't even showed up yet. So, good chance they're going to be out and about. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hop on board with Sean for just a moment. Take this time to test out some of our graphics as well. Got our ticker going across the top. Gonna jump over and check out Jerry Bassett.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 14 car William Schneider here, actually down off the racetrack into the pits here. Looks like he may have been disconnected out of this race here.
Yeah, I do see that. I'm not going to jump to him. More than likely, he probably did leave the race. Going to get back on board with leader Tommy Ryan.
Tommy fastest lap of the race so far at 23.336. The fastest car on the track the last time by was that second place, number 12 with Trevor Haley with a 24.58. I think we got a crash on the back straightaway right now is what I'm hearing from race control.
Yes, we
Looks
do.
like it might be Nicholas Milburn, maybe Jerry Fassett involved as well.
Yes, I see Milbrand is involved, but also the primary looks like started off with Keyshawn Couture. So we're going to go over and we'll take a look at that real quick. But yeah, Jerry Fassett did get caught up in it. All right, so we're here. Looks like the 77 got loose, came down across the nose there of the 43, checked everybody up, the 15s into the 10, 77. I haven't quite seen where Jerry Fassett gets involved here just yet. There's Jerry. Well,
Kind of hard to see from that angle.
it is. We're going to we'll swap that up real quick. And we'll bring it back just a hair. There's Jerry Fassett. That's who I wanted to see.
Yeah, the track's just closed up in front of him there, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he thought he had a hole on the high side that he was going to be able to fit through.
Here comes that fire car sliding up in front of him.
Yep, it is.
Oh, then he's going to get hit from behind.
Oh, wow. We're going to take that full speed one time.
Was that the 67 of Mason? I think they kind of came flying in. There comes the 100 again. Involved in another one. It looks like the 100 of Eric Hayden. He's looking for every opportunity to get involved in anything he can out here so far.
Wow, we'll keep an eye on that. And Eric Hayden is one of the most conservative drivers. Wow, that green car destroyed him. Eric Hayden was definitely slowed back, but he wasn't able to fit through it either as they came off the wall right in front of him there.
Yeah, you can see from that angle just how narrow these straightaways are when cars start piling up in front of you, just how fast you think you got a hole there in front of you, and it just closes up right when you get there.
Well, that wasn't pretty. That definitely was not pretty, Chris. But we're going to bring it back live. Get eyes on. As we are up to lap 25, so we're 5 laps away from stage 1.
Yeah, so stages on 30 and 60, we're almost there, Tommy Ryan. You know, the one thing about this, when you get on front like this, you look at Ryan out in the lead, Haley right there close by in second, and they're about 2 seconds back to anybody else behind him. You don't want to see these stages. You just want to be able to get out there and run your race and not let everybody catch back up to you, sir. But we've only got about 4 to go, and the field is going to get bunched back up one more time.
It is, and looking at Trevor Haley, I told you he'd be up there in the front. This is our first time seeing Tommy Ryan on track with us, so I'm not sure if Trevor Haley knows Tommy Ryan or not, but more than likely Trevor Haley or Nick Bauman's going to know, as the Dark Horse tandem is there behind Tommy Ryan, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to touch his speed. As we're up to lap 28. Oh, wow. Looks like Tommy Ryan is pitting.
Oh, hey, I was going to short pit here before the stage. You see a lot of drivers do this, take advantage of that. If he's not running for points, there's no reason not to.
I suppose. So Trevor Haley, we've got it over on him now, as he's on the middle of the backstretch, bringing it around to lap 30.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan.
Keep it up,
Trevor Haley.
I can be quick.
Trevor Haley has captured stage 1 right here in Dover on the Highline Racing Network, courtesy of Tommy Ryan. Wow. Looking at the laps, Trevor Haley pitted on laps. It looks like he pitted on lap 6. Tommy Ryan, he didn't pit until lap 29, so he tried to stretch his fuel as long as he can, and that's another thing that we do here, Chris, is we don't give guys full tanks of gas. These guys are sitting on about 32% fuel. Every race in a Highline Racing Network race will be some form of a fuel strategy race.
Yeah, a little bit different strategy there paid off for Haley. He's going to get the points here for winning the first stage of this race on lap 30 here. We're going to come in and get this group everybody packed back up together. We're going to going back to green here shortly for the second run up to the second stage at lap 60.
That is correct, and it'll be a battle. And then once we reach lap 60, a lot of guys that are that are not familiar with how it works here is, so after lap 60, then what's going to happen is the admin team is going to let all the drivers know in the race, like if they're going to go back green, say lap 63, for example, then they're going to do 5 laps of green flag racing, and the caution, if there's a wreck within those 5 laps, that caution will come out in turn 4. That way, the field doesn't have to go all the way around, and they can catch on to the pace car, and we'll get back going. Anybody a lap down will be afforded their opportunity to get that lap back, and then we'll go back green again. And as long as there's still room, they'll continue to do some form of that to keep this race somewhat of a green flag racing. Of course, once we get really close to 100 laps into those 3 green, white, checkered time, at that point, as the wrecks happen, the caution will come out immediately. But in the meantime, we're still going to be doing some portion of green flag racing even after stage 2.
Yeah, a little bit different twist on things. We're going to have to, being new here, we'll have to figure this out as we go along. But I for a moment there, I saw Sean Stamper with the lead, but he's coming down the pit road right now. But where's our cheering section out there on the YouTube channel hauling out for Stamper? Stamper actually gets out and leads a couple of laps here.
Hey, the last few are for Sean Stamper in the chat, so we'll make sure we got eyes on Sean. See if we can't find a There's Sean out in the pits.
So on the racetrack, you can see everybody driving around the pace car, getting their lap back here.
They absolutely will. And once they go back green, at that point, the admin team are just going to clear all the black flags for all those cars that got their laps back. You see Sean Stanford. Looks like he gave us. He stopped there and gave us a little show. Said, "Hey, check out my car."
Yeah, nice TV time there for Sean.
It was really nice. Trying to get eyes on Tommy Ryan again. We're definitely going to have to keep eyes on him and see how he progresses through the field. I'd really like if we see Trevor Haley and Corey Cook and those guys starting to separate themselves and managing the front. Oh, we're going back green. Right now, Nick Bauman and Trevor Haley, dark horse drivers, leading it back green. And we're off for another 30.
Yeah, Bauman with a great jump right there. He's going to take about 2 car length lead into 1. Haley going to tuck down behind him here. Going to become a good run through the center of the corner and coming off a 2. We're going to have a fight for the lead. Look at Haley go down to the bottom of the racetrack. Can he clear Bauman into 3?
He's certainly trying to right now on the inside. There's Nick Bauman there in the 88. He's going to battle his teammate.
Here, Race Control says we got a wreck somewhere on the racetrack. Looks like it might have been Andrew Mason I see up on our event log here.
It was.
Maybe Jerry Fassett also involved back there.
Jerry Fassett did indeed. We're going to go back and take a look at it right now.
Stay green on the racetrack.
So there's, Tommy Ryan got turned there by the 67 of Andrew Mason, and then he got tagged by 45. Oh boy, there's Eric Hayden. Is he going to make it through? He does. Go back and look at Tommy Ryan.
And then here comes Fassett right into the door of Mason in the 67.
We'll have to rewind that. I missed that part.
Here comes Fassett into the picture and just right into the driver's door of the 67.
Wow. He definitely tried to stop, but not enough there. These guys are learning the hard way that this is a narrow field. But we're going to hop back over here. We're going to take a look at Trevor Haley. It just ruins my plans, Chris. I wanted to see Trevor Haley, Nick Bauman, Corey Cook, all these dark horse drivers that are up front right now dominating along with Justin Pearson there of AWR. But I wanted to jump back and get eyes on Tommy Ryan and watch him, see that work of art of a top-tier driver coming through the pack and back to the front. I was looking forward to seeing that, but he got involved in that big wreck, so that's going to have to wait.
Well, hopefully, I don't know if he took a lot of damage right there. He did get a little bit sideways, but he didn't really make a lot of contact with the outside wall, nothing hard. You can see the back bumper is a little tore up on the 56. But he's still coming to the front. He's still showing good pace. I'm going to look at the last lap times. And actually looking at the lap times, he wasn't the fastest car on the racetrack, but he was only about 0.2 slower. So he's still putting down some pretty good laps out there, Tommy.
He is. And looking at the front end of the car right now, along with that left side, it looks pretty good. But I do know that I thought he hit the wall on the right side.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of contact, but I don't, a little bit of body damage here. As long as it didn't hurt that suspension anywhere at Dover, it's not going to hurt you near as bad as it would, at Daytona or Atlanta or any of the, really aerodynamic racetracks. You can get away with some, some bent up quarter panels and doors and everything here at Dover and still make your way to the front. As he's still showing good pace here. Our fastest car on the track last time by was our leader, Trevor Haley, at a 23.782.
And at 23, I mean, that's absolutely flying. Get eyes on Timothy Tyler. They're in 83. He's team owner of Dark Horse, but he doesn't have near the amount of racing experience as his drivers do. He just started racing maybe 4 or 5 months ago, Chris, and they've really brought him along. He's now top 10 in points in the Highline Racing League.
Yeah, he's started 27th in this race, already up 18 spots. So Tyler looking really good, and 83 is consistent. You can see him running in the middle of the top of the racetrack, trying to find his way around the 58 right there. Pearson trying to move up to that 8th spot, and it looks like Tyler's going to do it heading down into turn 3 here. He's making that outside really work.
He absolutely is, and he's battling right there with Justin Pearson, AWR driver, and he's a top-notch driver. So I would think that Justin Pearson is probably managing tires right now. Whoa, he got a little close there to the 83. That was almost an ugly situation.
You know, when you're side by side like that on the bottom of the racetrack, you're actually having to cut the car off a little shorter when you have somebody on the outside. But now that Pearson's clear, he can diamond the racetrack, move up to the outside down the straightaways and get a better angle into the corner. But he's got the 88 right now, giving him a little shove. So it's a good battle going on here for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
It is. We'll take a look at Brian Hebert of CNY. Looks like we got a little bit of an issue with the CNY logo. We'll get that situated by next race, but Brian Hebert and Michael Jennings out there on track tonight.
Yeah, I like that retro kind of Darrell Waltrip Gatorade look there for Hebert. That kind of takes me back to, I'm going to show my age here, but I remember Waltrip running that car in the, I'm not going to say when it was, early 80s, I guess it was, when you ran that Gatorade. Maybe late 70s at this point. Holy mackerel, I'm getting old. But nice looking livery right there by Hebert. And he's going to come down to pit road here.
He is. A lot of guys looks like are coming down pit road.
Yeah, that's the 3rd stop of the evening right there for Hebert. He's going to make his way out here, but he's going to probably go another lap down at this point. As look who's made his way to the point there, Tommy. It is the 19 of Connor Popplewell, our new leader here last couple of laps.
Yes, he has. Started in 5th. So he's a front pack driver, Chris. He's going to be up there battling. He obviously saw an opportunity. I do going to try to look and see if I can't confirm what lap Trevor Haley pitted, but Nick Bauman stayed out.
Yeah, it looks like Haley pitted back on lap 48. So about just a couple of laps ago.
Which opened the door. Really surprised to see Trevor pit and not see his teammate Nick Bauman with him. Kyle Cameron coming into the mix. See, Kyle Cameron, he started AWR. He was in the United States Air Force. Finished up his time in the Air Force. He's now a proud civilian, and he took a lot of time off of iRacing, and he's back. He's been back for, I'd say, maybe a month and a half now. He's really starting to get in the swing of things again. He's a top-notch driver, and we're going to see. We're probably going to see him finish. I would say if I was a betting man, Kyle Cameron's a top 10 driver any night of the week.
Yeah, and it looks like we had the Jordan Blankenship turned around there on the front straightaway right at the start-finish line. But Cameron started back in 20th, now up to 4th there as we're cycling through these pit stops in the 55. We're going to see how this, once we get, he's going to have to come in here and pit pretty soon. It looks like the first car to pit, looking back right now, is Trevor Haley. He's running 12th right now as he pitted back on lap 48. Grant Wesley also pitted just a few laps ago. So we're going to see how this plays out. But right now, Popplewell looking really strong out there in the 19 as he is kind of dispersed to Bowman. Bowman about a half a second back now. right, so it looks like I'm hearing over the radio multiple drivers pitting. I'm not quite sure who they are. I can't tell which driver is which, but I don't know their voices. But looks like just about everybody going to be coming into the pits here in the next couple of laps.
We are going to keep. We're going to get some eyes on pit lane as these guys are going to be going down through there. There's a lot of guys going into pit lane. We know, especially on a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, that's crucial.
Yeah, and the one thing we're going to watch out for is we get these green flag stops going like this. Can you get into the pits without getting a speeding penalty? And that's what you see a lot of times. I'm actually trying to look over at my timing and scoring to see if any. It looks like Blankenship had a black flag when he came in and pitted a couple of laps ago. We got Jaden McCown with a meatball flag. He must have hit something hard. We missed that one somewhere.
Yes, he did. We're coming up on stage. We definitely got to figure out who our leaders are. So far, it's still Popplewell, but he's pitting in. I do believe it's probably going to be Nick Bauman. Not seeing Trevor Haley. Where's Trevor Haley? Oh, Nick. There's Nick Bauman, but where's Trevor Haley? Trevor Haley's back in 8th at the moment, as we're at 59. Trevor Haley's coming through turn 3. Looks like he's going to easily take stage 2 right here in Dover in the 88.
Spin. Caution.
There it is, Trevor Haley of Dark Horse Racing picking up yet another stage win for Dark Horse Racing. Congratulations, Nick Bauman.
That Bauman with a good run right there, going to come home with the stage win. But he's got to come in here and pit now. Looks like Haley's probably going to have the lead back once we get these pit stops cycled through. But Bauman and Zalo, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. You know, it's amazing, Tommy, that people pay me to do this, and I can't pronounce names for anything. So I'm hoping it's Zalo out there. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
I say Eli Zalo as well. He hasn't corrected me just yet, so hopefully that is legit. But taking a look at our wrench wranglers here, looks like Jerry Fassett has spent upwards of 4 minutes in the pits, along with Eric Hayden, Rusty Chansey, Grant Wesley, Steve Cigar, all over 3 minutes of time spent in pits getting repairs taken care of. Blake, who's got fans out, he had some damage, as well as quite a few of these other guys. But we will keep an eye on those. Take a look at our lap leaders for the race as well, as we're keeping an eye on Nick Bauman coming down pit road. Tommy Ryan still with 28 laps led, and Trevor Haley there behind him with 18. And then our Connor Popplewell, who led quite a few at 9, and Nick Bauman there with 5. And even S&M's finest Sean Stamper even picking up 1 lap led there.
I'm watching Bauman right here come down pit road. I'm not sure what's happening here with the 88, but
he's being pushed. He is out of gas, it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Just want a little, and you know, surprisingly enough, Haley also pitted here as well. So Haley pitted a few laps before this, but he's also going to pit. So he got himself back on the lead lap. So it looks like Bauman did run out of fuel, is what I'm hearing over the radio.
He did.
So that's going to set him way back here.
It's definitely going to set him way back. We're going to see if he's going to be able to utilize that last 38 laps or so and get back into the front. He's going back in the back where things haven't been as clean. We'll see what happens. Nick Bauman, nicknamed Mr. Talladega, has probably won more Talladega races than anybody in the S&M iRacing Motorsports Series. We're going to bounce around real fast, take a look at some of these guys, show a little love. We got Grant Wesley here of SMT. Derek Sellers there in the 30. Brian Ebbard in the 87 representing CNY Garage. Kyle Cameron there in the 55 AWR. Make sure we get some love for Sean Stamper. I'm not seeing Sean. Did we lose Sean? It looks like we may have lost Sean.
He's 21st. I'm seeing him 21st on the leaderboard right now. Are we down to just 20 cars on the racetrack here, Tommy?
I am not.
No, there's more out there than that, isn't there?
There's definitely more than that. I'm showing, looks like 32. But I'm not getting eyes on Sean at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like the 09 may be out of this race. Maybe, you know, a lot of times what we have happen here is just technical issues. Maybe he had a disconnect here. I see it in the YouTube chat. Terry Stamper saying he quit.
Oh.
So we got him some really good TV time as he stopped there on pit road, and then he quit. And we're going back to green flag.
We are back green. As Connor's leading it with Nick Bauman there on the high side. Trevor Haley on the inside. Two Dark Horse drivers and fellow competitor Corey Cook, top 5 driver in the point standings currently. Eli Zallo rounding out top 5 as Connor Popplewell really on the move right now.
Yeah, Haley looks really strong on this short run here on this brand new set of tires. He closes in the back of Popplewell into the corner, gets a good run off right here. Is he going to have enough to take a look to the inside? We got, is that Cook into the wall back there?
It looked like Corey Cook and Nick Bauman got into each other there. We're going to take it back and see if I can't. It's looking like we're not going to see. Looks like they saved it, but they definitely got slowed up significantly as Corey Cook is dropped way back.
Yeah, it looked like Cook kind of got the wall coming off the corner just like he did just a moment there. And that Bowman really didn't have any place else to go, got into the back of him a little bit. But he's getting it gathered back up. Looks like he didn't take too much damage, so I think we'll see Corey Cook back up to the front of this before it's over.
And don't look too far, but I see Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan is back in the mix. He's back into the top 10 as he's making his move. Coming up there on Nick Bauman.
Big dive into the corner there from Tommy Ryan. He gained about 3 car lengths on the back of Bowman heading into turn number 3 right there. Watch him get into one here. He just gets a good run on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's closing up on the back bumper of Bauman in a hurry.
He absolutely is. Debating on if we should go into his cockpit.
And you can just see how smooth he is off the corner right there, not really fighting it. He's able to get off the corner really smooth on the throttle, doesn't lose the back of the car as he goes into this corner here, a little bit more on the outside. Watch him dive off the bottom of the racetrack here. And look at the run he gets on Bauman. Oh, gets a little bit loose right there. Nice save from Tommy Ryan.
That was a good save. I thought he was going to tag Nick Bauman there on that left rear and maybe potentially spinning, but that superior driving as he's now overtaking Nick Bauman. It looks like they're on the inside. They're battling there. Woo, that was a close one.
Yeah, and you can see Ryan just makes a big dive into the corner, gets a great run in, but sometimes when you get in the corner that hard, it's hard to keep that momentum through the center and off the corner, and that's exactly what happened. Bauman was able to get a better run off and get back in front of Tommy Ryan, but here comes Ryan one more time, trying to take a look to the outside now. And the 56 just looks really good on getting in the corner, but Bauman just looks a little bit better off as they've got the 27 car right there in front of him now as well. That is Grant Wesley. So Wesley, after all his issues he's had, he's found his way up into the top 5 at the moment. So, but he's got Bauman and Ryan coming right up on him.
Yes, he does. He's definitely got Nick Bauman now as he's just flew by him as he's pulling up on Grant Wesley now.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan looking really good, just coming out of here on fresh tires only a few laps ago now. We're about 11 laps in since his last pit stop. but he looks really strong. I'm trying to take a look at some lap times here. He was kind of stuck behind Bauman, but fastest lap on the racetrack last time by was our leader, Trevor Haley, with a 23.937. Tommy Ryan with a 24.014. So we'll see if he can get some clean air here if he has the same pace as our leader.
Definitely. Our fastest 5 lap average currently is Trevor Haley with that 23.84. Derek Sailors, Rusty Chansey, Connor Popplewell, and Brandon Showers. But surely Tommy Ryan is going to be climbing into those ranks here momentarily, because he is soaring around Dover right now, Chris.
Yeah, we're gonna see if he pushes too hard right now. Is he gonna have anything left at the end of this stint? I hear somebody coming into the pits here in just a second. I didn't hear who it was, but Ryan now closing up on the back of Zalo, gonna try to get himself into 5th. But right now, just got some really good pace. But our leader Haley still running just a little bit quicker lap times.
And we'll jump back over on Haley. It's Trevor Haley, the Highline Racing League points leader.
Yeah, Haley here in the Jeff Burton throwback. That's what I think that is, the old Excite batteries car that Jeff Burton drove back in the day. But Haley just got, right now he's got about a half a second, almost a second, full second now back to Popwell. There's the eyeball test for you. It's about a good 15 to 20 car lengths right there. Haley's been pretty consistent, so the drop of the green flag after the second stage.
He has, and that's what everybody knows Trevor Haley as. They know him as a clean and technical driver. You know, he puts a lot of effort into his craft. He practices. You know, he demands excellence in himself. But as a whole, that's kind of the mantra of a dark horse driver, is they tend to be their biggest critic, and Trevor Haley is certainly that.
Hearing quite a few drivers coming into the pits here. We're on lap 78, 22 to go. We pitted back on 61, so that's only about 16 laps ago for some of these drivers. So are we still looking at 2 more stops here for our leaders?
Highly probable. I don't think anybody was going to be able to save that much fuel, but we possibly could have seen a few guys that stayed out trying to gain track position earlier.
Yeah, the 56, you see the 56 of Ryan down there on pit road right now getting his service.
That was Tommy Ryan, you say?
Yes. He goes through the pace car. So he's going to go a lap down. There comes our leader right there on the outside of him now. So Ryan back down a lap.
On board with Trevor Haley, our leader, just for a moment. It's always good to get behind and see how Trevor Haley manages his wheel and how he manages the way he takes, you know, these turns as he's coming through turn 2 now onto the back stretch. Coming up on it looks like Jim Sagridu.
Thanks. Yeah, just a little. Oh, here comes. See, look at those fresh tires from Ryan, just powered by Haley down there on the bottom of the racetrack. So Ryan unlaps himself at the moment, and look at Popplewell. Popplewell is now closed up on the back of Haley for the lead. As we're gonna have to at least one more stop here from our leaders. See if we can find out when they're gonna come in, but they're gonna come in here in the next couple of laps, I would assume.
I would assume as well. And it looks like Connor and Trevor might have a nice little battle going right here.
Yeah, they have separated themselves away from the field. Popplewell going to look to the inside down here going into 1. Popplewell's going to take the lead. As Haley's just going to back off and let him have it. He knows he's got, they both got a pit. And Haley has been better on these short runs. So I think watch for Haley when we get new tires on these cars to come back around Popplewell. So he's going to still fight back here, though. With a 19 with the lead right now as we're getting ready to get into our last pit stop.
We currently have cars in every turn of the track, Chris.
I'm looking at the track map myself. They're everywhere.
Here they go into the pits, watching Trevor Haley and Connor.
Yeah, and Popwell kind of took an early entry down into the pits. That actually cost him some time right there. Haley took it a lot deeper towards the pit line entry, and I think that's really going to pay off for Trevor here. Once they get into the pits and come out, I think that's really gonna. I think that might have been a pass for the win of the race right there.
It very well could have, and you know the deal. Maybe Connor just wasn't exactly sure where that cone was, because it definitely looked like the way Trevor checked up where he did. It definitely looked like Trevor was tracking exactly where that cone was.
Now here's a name we haven't said all day: Justin Lee Pearson, with the lead right now as we're cycling through these pit stops out there in the 58. So let's see what happens. It looks like Haley only took 2 tires, while Popwell took 4. A short pit there for Haley. Now Pearson.
No.
Pearson missed the pits. He's gonna back. He can't back up. If he backed up, he's gonna get disqualified.
Yep.
Unfortunately, had to jump to the pits.
Wow.
So Haley with a different call on pit strategy right there. Only took 2 tires. As he's coming around the outside of Ryan. Ryan on 4 tires. So this is a fight for the lead right here, Tommy.
It is. And confirming with the pit stop infographics, it does show Trevor Haley did only take 2 tires there.
Somebody wrecked down on the bottom of the racetrack there as they went by. So it looks like with that early pit stop from Ryan, pitted a little bit, kind of a short pit there, was able to get out and put some lap times down to gain some time. And with Haley only taking 2, as long as we stay green for the last 12 laps of this race, this is our fight for the lead between the 12 and the 56. If they get back to the lap car, the 55 right there, not really giving Haley a lot of room down there on the bottom, is he?
Oh no, those guys are competitors. That's that 55. That's Kyle Cameron. He's AWR's leader, and Trevor Haley is one of the top dark horse drivers, and they've been running together for, outside of Kyle taking his break there, a good 2 years now of battling on a nightly basis.
And Cameron caught the wall coming off a 4 right there, just about bounced down into Haley. Almost a mistake right there for both of them.
And look who's behind. Look who's right there in the 56, right behind is our guy, Tommy Ryan, catching up.
And it looked like Tommy did take 4 tires, but he pitted about 7 laps earlier than Haley, so those tires are starting to wear out just a little bit, and you can see him dropping back just a little bit off the 12 car.
We are now down underneath 10. I suspect a caution more than likely will be coming out.
For what reason?
We had Jordan Blankenship crash earlier. Not exactly sure how many people were involved, but outside of that, it looks like it's green. So if Jordan Blankenship is not a factor, if he's not in this race, they may not be throwing the caution, and we very well can stay green.
I can hear some of our drivers in my ear begging for caution, but we've only got 8 laps left to go. 92 down out of this 100 laps right now, and Haley has got himself over a second lead back to Ryan right now. So Trevor Haley looks to have this race in hand if we don't have a caution or he doesn't make a mistake.
Absolutely, and I am gonna have to pull up some stats, but I'm fairly certain, I'm gonna have to double check it real quick, but Trevor Haley, I do believe, has not won a race just yet this year. Trying to figure out where those stats are. Oh, here we go. I'm going to look at it real fast.
Well, as I say, this is Trevor's race to lose right now. In our top 3 right now, Haley, Ryan, and Popwell have all run really strong. The Grant Wesley in the 27 with a good, strong narrow run in 4th, but Bauman, unfortunately, is now in 5th. And I hear somebody in my ear complaining to somebody else. I don't know who it is, but we're going to have a caution.
Real quick.
There it is. We did have another wreck with Eli Zallo involved. But looking at the overall standings, like I mentioned, Trevor Haley is the points leader at 544, but he has 0 wins. 0 wins, Chris, but the consistency, 6 top 5s. 8 top 10s. And he didn't even race all of the races. He missed at least 2. 1 with hardware issues, and 2, I'm not exactly sure, but I know for a fact he missed 2 races, and he's our points leader, but he's yet to pick up his first win. Is tonight that night, Chris? Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, right now he looks to have the better pace. I think Tommy Ryan pitted early, got those 4 tires, but I think he's used them up. Haley only taking those right side tires. If I look back at the last couple of lap times, which is going to be a little skewed on me now, but we're going to see what Popwell has for him when he gets up there. But I can see a bunch of cars getting their lap back here. Let's see if we can see what happened here with Zalo. Looks like he's going to get a tag from behind here. And just a good shove is going to send Eli around on the front straightaway into the inside wall.
Indeed.
I'm not sure who that was behind him there.
See if we can't get one more look at it. We'll bring it back old school for a second. Looks like it's the 33.
I'm trying to find a 33 on my timing and scoring. That's it. Nick Ringo's 33, but that's definitely not Nick because Nick didn't start the race. That looks, it's Showers. I can see it now on the windshield.
Oh, that'll be Brandon Showers then, because his father, Randy Showers, is in the 21. So, wow.
Yeah, so just a little bump coming off the corner, and it just does not take much here at Dover. Just enough of a tap right there to send Zalo around.
Yeah, we'll take it back and see it one more time from more of a Brandon Showers perspective here. He definitely caught him right there on the right-hand side, but at the same time, it looked like Zalo probably maybe turned a little bit too much there. It looked like he might have gotten slightly loose. It did look like he slowed up significantly prior to Brandon popping him.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. It looked like Eli got just a little bit looser off the corner, lost a little momentum, and Showers just did not anticipate it and just got him enough to turn him around the rest of the way.
Well, looking at this, now we've got our top 5. As we're going to go back green, it looks like we're going to have Brian Hebbard, Trevor Haley, Tommy Ryan, Connor Popplewell, Nick Bauman. Those are our top 5. SMT's champion, Grant Wesley, Corey Cook, Randy Showers, and Brandon Showers, along with Rusty Chansey, is going to round out the top 10. But really big to see C&Y Garage, Brian Hebbard up here leading the pack.
Yeah, and Hebbard pitted back on lap 87, so he stayed out there while all of our leaders came in and pitted, took on 2 tires, it looks like. So we're going to come to the green here with Hebbard leading us to the stripe. He's on about 9 lap older tires. We're going to go green. Looks like we're going to go green, white, checkered here for our first attempt at it.
And we do have 3 green, white checkers.
I think Haley, I'm predicting Haley's going to have a better run into 1, get around the outside of Hebbard, but can anybody else do the same thing?
I'm not sure. I want to say,
Green.
We're back green.
Oh, Hebbard gets loose.
On those old tires, 88, Nick Bauman's in the wall.
Caution.
The caution is out right away.
Test real quick and then tell me what you got.
Hebbard just got on the throttle a little too hard, spun the tires, just about turned up the racetrack and took Haley out with him, but unfortunately it accordioned back, and unfortunate for Nick Bauman, he ends up in the wall.
He does. We're going to bring that back, get on to Nick, and see what happened here. We do know, watching up front, leading on the bottom line there, we do know that Brian Hebbard is going to get loose off the start. Looks like he might have even tapped Trevor Haley, which is going to check up that line. Nick pops Tommy Ryan into him.
Yeah, I don't even know if Hebbard spun the tires or if Nick just kind of anticipated that green a little too soon, got in the back of Ryan, shoved Ryan into the back of Hebbard. And I think that may have been what got Hebbard loose. And as Bauman tries to get corrected here, the 61 finishes him off.
I'm getting indications of a lot of guys involved in. I guess this just might be a late indicator of the wrecks involved here with
Wait, I can hear some unhappy drivers in my ear. I'm not quite sure who it is, but that's kind of what it looked like. It looked like Bauman just kind of got a little bit of a jump right there from that angle. And of course, we can look at it from 100 different angles, and it's going to look 100 different ways. But from that angle, that's what it looked like.
That's exactly what it looked like. Looks like Nick Bauman maybe had just, like you said, he anticipated the jump a little bit too aggressively. Popped Tommy Ryan in the back, which sends him into Hebert. And we've got a wreck. And it's unfortunate, but that kind of sealed the fate of maybe there for Nick Bauman, who ran an outstanding race, and that one bad restart sending him to the back.
So it looks like that all the event log you saw was reality. Cars trying to get their laps back, kind of got into each other there, but it looks like maybe Trevor Haley had gotten around Bowman for the lead here when the yellow flag came out. So Haley is now going to bring us to the line for this next attempt at our green-white checkered. Keep an eye on that 19 of Popplewell. He took 4 tires a while ago. He probably has the fresher left side tires. Whether it's going to make that big of a difference here at Dover, I'm not quite sure. But I think this is going to come down between Haley, Ryan, and Popplewell. So this is going to be our first official green-white checker. That last one was actually a natural attempt at it. So this is going to be our first of the 3 chances right here.
I'll let you take us back green. I'm trying to find in my SDK how to cycle from front front to back on drivers.
Gotcha.
I know this new system. It's somewhere on here. I just can't remember where it's
Green
at.
flag, green flag.
We're going to come off a 4 right here, and it's going to be Haley with a big jump. Hebert again with not a great start. Both these restarts, Hebert has struggled, and it's Haley with the lead. Popplewell right there behind him. Ryan in 3rd, but he's back about 4 car lengths as Popplewell looks to the outside of Haley, coming off the 2 down the back straightaway. Going to take a look. Oh, Haley into the outside wall. Catches the outside wall, goes down and bounces off the bottom, the infield wall, and that is going to let Popplewell to the front. Popplewell and Ryan, 1 and 2, as they're going to come across for the white flag.
Wow, white flag is out. Wow, so unfortunate for Trevor Haley going into the wall, but now what's going to happen with Connor Popplewell? White flag's out with Tommy Ryan right behind him. Grant Wesley of SMT there in 3rd with Trevor Haley in 4th, still in the fight. But I think he's fallen off the pace, Chris. Brandon Showers there in 6th. As here it is. The race is over with Connor Popplewell taking the checkered flag right here on the Highline Racing Network at Dover. Wow. Connor Popplewell is a new driver, so if he's listening, please get these guys, get you into the Highline Discord. We want to make sure we can interview you. Please do. Hopefully we can. We're going to take it back and look at that checkered flag from a couple of different angles real fast.
Yeah, so Popplewell here. Haley just looked like he got loose off of 2 there. As we went back to green, that cost him, got the outside wall, came back down the bottom, able to hang on to 4th right here. But Popplewell up front all day long. And sometimes that's just what you have to do. You just have to be in the right place at the right time. And Connor put himself right there in the right place to win this race.
He absolutely did. And it's crazy. Just before we go green, you made mention. Watch that 19. Watch that 19. I didn't forget, Chris. You absolutely called that, and it happened. But I think we'd be doing Trevor Haley. We wouldn't be doing him justice if we didn't find where he went off track like there and hit the wall. I don't have an indication from SDK, but I do want to see it. So we're probably going to have to go back.
If you use the navigation, then just go back a couple of laps there. Click on the little navigation bar there in the middle where it says lap and just go back. It helps you jump back some laps. That might be an easy way to find it.
I'm not sure where that's. Oh, never mind. I found it. And that's what I was looking for earlier. So here they're still, this is after,
Yeah.
so we need to go one more, I think.
And maybe 2. I think you're going to have to go one more.
I think it's right here, isn't it?
No, it's when he was leading it.
Okay.
There you go. So there he is. This was the restart right here. They come off with 2. And you can just see Haley Popwell up on the outside. Haley just loses the back of the car right here and just drives it up into the outside wall.
He does. He got loose. It looked like he tried to get in. He was intending to get in front of the 19. Still tried to commit to it. Thought he might be able to do it, but just didn't have the angle due to getting loose. Taps the wall, loses all that momentum. We're really, really lucky that we didn't have a bigger wreck right there with some top drivers that led all race under that white flag.
Yeah, and you can see back to the kind of the right-hand side off the screen right there. There's a few more incidents there coming on the white flag lap. But actually, Ryan did a really good job just even hanging out for 4th after kind of ping-ponging back and forth off the outside wall back to the inside. And you can just see his frustration right here. He just comes to a stop, checkered flag into one, and just disconnects from the server. He's done.
He's going to be very frustrated. Like I said, we saw the stats. You know, we can pull it up one more time. With the stats this season, Trevor Haley's led, but everybody wants to win the race. And so far this season, you know, Trevor Haley has yet to get a win. He's been right there. He's pushed his teammates. You know, Nick Bauman's even got a win. Juan Escamilla of Dark Horse has 4 wins. And, you know, when guys like Juan Escamilla and Ethan Moreno and Jaden Porter and those guys are not in the race, it's generally a Trevor Haley show. It really is, Chris. And he gets there, but he can't finish. He just can't get the finish.
You know, it's we've all been there. You lead, you think you're in the right, put yourself in the right place, and just something just goes wrong that one or 2 laps towards the end. And just, Trevor just came up basically about a lap and a half short here tonight as he looked to have the car here to beat at Dover. He put himself in the right spot, made the right calls on the pit stop, made that 2-tire change. I think if it wouldn't have been for that late caution flag, Trevor drives away with a win in this race. But, that's unfortunate for him, but that's the way it kind of played out. But Connor Popwell, great job coming home. Tommy Ryan, good job coming home in second after starting on the pole here and then getting involved in that incident earlier, having to come all the way back up through the field. But and then 27 of Grant Wesley finishing off the podium with the Extreme Force Motorsports number 27 right there. Just a great run for Wesley. He was also involved in a couple incidents early as well.
He was. And, taking a look at the rest of our race results here, very, very impressed with Eric Hayden, as our taking home the Hard Charger Award with plus 19 positions tonight with the Angry Wise Racing team. But, man, my heart really hurts for my friend, Trevor Haley. 48 laps led, gets loose there at the end, and gives up first place to Connor Popwell. But he still brings in another top 5. Well, let's take a look at Discord. Not looking like we didn't think Connor was going to be there. Trevor's pretty upset, I would assume. So he's probably not coming into chat just yet either.
I don't think anybody wants to talk to us, Tommy. They've heard enough of our voice, I guess.
They more than likely have. But we don't always have all the guys in Discord. It's part of going with keeping it open to, having it open to other drivers in the hosted session, bringing in new guys, bringing in new people, weekly to see the broadcast, see what we're putting out there. And the whole goal is every time we get a new driver, it's to make them want to come back. We tend to think if you watch the broadcast, you watch the show, you're going to want to be a part of, what Highline's doing right now. But at the end of the day, it's all about fun. We just try to take this hobby, and what we love and make it that much more fun. And that's the goal, race by race, season by season. And right now we're on our inaugural season, and I do anticipate our next seasons as potentially running possibly more than one league. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the schedule. As next week, we will be in Richmond for another 100 laps. That race will be brought to you by Admin Box, and then we'll follow it up with 2 super speedways. Like I said, at heart, we're super speedway drivers. We'll finish it up with the iRacing Super Speedway as well as Talladega. Well,
good super. I like some good super speedway racing myself there, Tommy. I tried to run some officials this week and ended up getting crashed every time, but always a good time running the super speedways for sure.
It absolutely is. It really is. And we will take a look one more time over here at Discord. We're going to bring in the voice and hear what he had to say from tonight. We're bringing in Jim Segredo. Jim Segredo, the Jet, the voice of Highline Racing Network. You got comms.
Oh, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Doing good, doing good. We really want to know from Race Control's standpoint, what did you think of the race? We know for a fact that up front we had some top-notch drivers that were really battling hard. Really unfortunate for Trevor Haley and how they ended for him, but Connor Popplewell, no slouch. Tommy Ryan, of course, Grant Wesley. These guys are all studs on the track tonight. But from Race Control, dealing with the drivers, complaining, dealing with drivers' issues, mishaps, guys' tempers. How did it go tonight, Jim?
I really thought we saw some of the best racing we've seen in a long time. And I know that didn't seem like it at the start. Had to throw that caution almost immediately. It turned into a parking lot on the backstretch. So we wanted to save the field as much as we could and avoid any mishaps or any type of radio traffic on comms. But as soon as we got through that first wreck, it seemed like everything started to smooth out. And even in the back, guys cutting each other brakes to allow for clean racing out there. I thought it was a pretty good race.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I didn't think it was bad, but I also attribute a lot of how the broadcast, the race, and everything all went collectively. And at the end of the day, Chris Murphy of DRSN came in, broadcasted with us tonight, and I think he was a difference maker. I think he added superior knowledge that I necessarily don't have about the track and racecraft, and it makes all the difference, and we really appreciate you joining us tonight, Chris.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Tommy. It's been a lot of fun. We've been talking back and forth. I think we've been going on for weeks, maybe even a month or so, trying to get together and do something. So it's just happy we had the opportunity to get together tonight and look forward to anything we can do in the future as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, well, it looks like we didn't have Connor. He's not in the Discord. We do have Brian Hebbard. Jim, are you okay staying in chat, and we'll bring in Brian Hebbard to hear what he has to say, because he did move himself to the waiting room.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Brian Hebbard of CNY Garage. We saw you in the waiting room. We brought you up. I'm assuming you got something you want to address.
Yeah.
Let's
Man,
hear
2
it.
weeks in a row. 2 freaking weeks in a row. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, I had to give it my all. I don't have a win yet. I'm still fighting for one. I had to do what I could. Just didn't turn out. Lap 87, I went into the pits, took some right side tires, and got the caution just a couple laps later. So I figured, I'd give it my best shot and stay out, see what I could do. Restart just didn't go my way. Bauman got into the back of Ryan. Ryan got into the back of me and just kind of sent me, and it just sucks for us.
You're 100% right. That's exactly what me and Chris seen. We kind of looked at it and we said, hey, it looked like Nick Bauman there was probably trying to anticipate that jump, trying to get the best jump he could, but he jumped too soon. It looks like he popped Ryan there behind you, sent him into you, and you're right. That's the second time in 2 weeks, because at Daytona, you were on the inside line just like this. We go back green. You're getting ready to go to the white flag, and what's his name? Alex Leiball, who was disqualified tonight by the inspectors, he turned you, ruined not only your race, but Jaden Porter's race and all of Dark Horse, which opened the door to SMT's Matt Brown pulling in his first victory, of whom is not here tonight, which is unfortunate. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, you don't come out on a regular basis, to race to the end to get wrecked. It's that one race where you come through and all the stars align and you cross that checker flag and fireworks are going, and that's what you keep coming back for. And I'm sure you'll keep coming back in hopes of getting that one more time, Brian, and for the first time here in the I-Line.
Oh yeah, man, it's coming soon. Just a matter of time.
Well, Jim, as the voice of Highline, I'm gonna give it over to you, see if you got anything else you would like to say, and then we'll let Brian, if Brian wants to give a shout out to anybody, and then we'll finish this up.
Well, I think special thanks to the Highline Racing Network, you, Tommy, you, Chris, for making things so great tonight on the broadcast. Anyone who is a fan of broadcasting, got to check out this graphics package that Tommy Rogers has uploaded here. It's just one phenomenal graphics package that we offer here at Highline Racing Network. Just many thanks to everyone that supports us. TWRS, Blind Squirrel Media, Admin Box, Pedley's Garage, CSR Racing, etc. Thank you so much for all the support. We got 3 more weeks of this league season right there, going to Richmond, then the iRacing Super Speedway in Talladega. Should be a fun, exciting finish to the end of the league.
Absolutely. Very well said, Jim. And Brian, you got any shout-outs? We'll let you make some shout-outs, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
Yeah, man. I mean, first and foremost, shout out to y'all for putting this together. It's been fun as hell coming out every week, trying to compete with all these guys. Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Thanks, man. And now, Chris, don't be shy. Recruit
I've never been accused of that.
Recruit Network, tell us all about what DRSN has coming up. I highly encourage everyone to check out Chris Murphy and DRSN. He's involved in so many different things across the network community. He's definitely got the Variety Pack coming up on the 21st. Please tell us about that, Chris, and we'll get this wrapped up.
Yeah, again, thanks, Tommy. Really appreciate you having us here tonight. We're going to come back on Tuesday night on DRSN. We're going to have the Western Racing League second race of their truck season at Echo Park, which should be about 40 trucks strong. Should be just a great race on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, we come back with a Variety Pack. We're going to be a little bit late for that one, I think, but the Variety Pack Racing is going to do a recruitment race on Thursday night coming up to the 500. Going to give a couple guys a chance to get themselves onto the spinning wheel with a chance to lock themselves into that 500 on Saturday. And then Thursday night after that, we covered the Western Racing League's Cup Series, and we'll come back Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern with the first duel for the Variety Pack Racing 500. We're calling it the VPR 500. That is pretty much going to be an all-day event. Duels in the morning, come back in the afternoon, run the 500. You can find us on the Digital Racing Sports Network. And if you want to get out and run another Daytona 500, if you haven't ran enough in the last few weeks, I know a lot of us have, but find Variety Pack Racing. You'll find their ads on Facebook. You can find their Discord. But come be a part of it. It's going to be a fun day.
Outstanding. I'm sure it's going to catch the eye of a lot of the Highline guys. We'll make sure we'll get some of the promotional stuff for the Variety Pack put in the Discord, as well as I'll run any of that stuff across Facebook. It's all about the network. It's all about helping each and every one of us out. And we're going to wrap this up. That's it. Connor Popplewell taking home the flag here in Dover with Tommy Ryan in second and Grant Wesley finishing up the podium. As it was a great race. At the end of the day, it really was a great race, and I couldn't be more happier than how the broadcast turned out, how well things worked with you, Chris, our first time hopping in the booth together. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys again next week right here on the Highline Racing Network. I'm Tommy Rogers signing off. We'll catch you guys next Sunday.
Don't leave. See y'all next week.
Yeah, I'm in the vein, speeding like a dark horse. Nothing can contain me. Hit open pause. Every race I'm taking, no more I leave the coast. Counting all the wins, it's me they love the most. Watch me wiggle, watch me jiggle.